Greetings guys, RockerBuck here, coming at you with a video which I hope is really special and hopefully going to be a lot of fun. We all know that Atlantica and Cambria are closing, so kind of what I'm going to do is a little memory lane tour of all the places that have meant a lot to me, and I really hope you enjoy it. Let's hope we have a good time, and don't break out all the tissues or anything, because it's not all about that. So anyway, let's not waste any time. Let's get started by telling you a little about how I got started on Crazy Pig. Crazy Pig is my first multiplayer server. I was looking for family-friendly servers. I didn't like what I saw in some of the other multiplayer stuff, all the PvP and griefing and player traps and stuff, and I said I want a nice place to play, and that's when I did a search on family-friendly servers. Crazy Pig was one of them. You didn't have to be whitelisted, which means I didn't have to wait for a week to get playing, because I wanted to get playing today, and or at the moment, and I'm just a really impatient person at times with certain things, and that was one of them. I was tired of playing single player, and I wanted to find out what this was all about, and I started here, and off to the back corner of me there is sort of where I spawned, and I had never been, like I said, not doing this before, and I knew how to play Minecraft, but I was like, okay, I gotta find a place to home and all that, and yada 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 thing. But people were helping me along the way, learning about kits and stuff. So I find this little place that was actually open to claim, and I put down a chest and I got started, and I built my little dirt box to survive the night because I was getting hungry and stuff. And I looked at that and I said, I am not going to live in a dirt box, and I didn't want a standard house, and I don't want a creeper blowing up in my face, but he did it to me anyway, you rotten little dude. Okay, let me know I'm here and make a mess. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, look at these. I love how all that makes sense. Anyway. So anyway, and this is where I pitched camp, and then I thought, I need something new and different, and what have I never done before? And sometimes I'm a weird and crazy, goofy guy, strange in some ways, some people will tell you, and the idea that I came up with was that, and a lot of you have seen it, how it goes. It's like in my very first video, but yeah, and I'm not gonna do a whole big grand tour thing, but I did want to pop up here since it's sort of a memory lane kind of thing. I did accumulate some player heads. X7 Shark, good player, very helpful guy. I believe that's Jeb Keb, not entirely sure. Mark Dune, Odie, he's no longer with us. I think Urban Rustic is up there. Finball, the legendary Game Par, who has his own video series. I hope you're watching his. And Craving Diamonds, and oh yeah, she just recently, I think that's Cupcake Plays. But I was learning how to do all this, and this is kind of where I got started. And was I learning how to build? This was craziness, man. I was like, well, how do I fill in a round spot, with or in square? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop over to the next place on my tour, and I'm gonna fly. So remember, keep your hands and arms inside at all times. Do not spit over the sides. And we're walking, we're walking, we're walking, we're walking, and here we are. This is the next spot on my little memory lane tour. Random Village, built by Random Dude. Nice player. He wanted to, set up a community villager trading thing, and he worked really hard, as you can tell. And one of the reasons why this is a memory for me, and it's not exactly a good one, but it's funny, it is and it's not. I'm going to go over here to this area. When he sees this, he'll understand. randoms stocking us up with animals, and one day he contacts me and he says, somebody killed my animals. And as staff, we have a way of knowing who did what. Can't tell you any deep secrets. I just can tell you that we know. If you do it, we can find out. So after, dealing with some people, it happens again and again. And finally Random, starts getting a little upset, and he's like, "Do not kill my animals. I will have you banned." It even got to the point where, we got involved. They do not, grieve the animals. But eventually it stopped, which is a good thing. And, oh my gosh, this just, I love looking at the build, and I just remember how much there was going on at the time, and poor Random was getting frustrated and upset, and we were trying to do everything we could to not upset him, but it all worked out in the end, and that's a good thing. So I'm gonna move on to the next spot in my little memory lane tour, and I will see you over there. We're walking. Ladies and gentlemen, the next stop on our memory lane tour is one that a lot of players know really well, and that is Nikonsville. Yes, the area owned by the infamous overlord of Insania, Nikonite. Of course, Nikonite and I are both moderators, staff, and there's a baby slime. I'm not going to kill you. You're harmless. Okay, stop. That tickles. So we have a lot of adventures together. Some of them have been good. Some of them have not been good. Like the other day involving my Blaze farm. He watches me jump in there and get toasted. And then he dives in there and fixes the problem. And I'm like, you could have done that yourself right away. Thank you, Nikonite. But, anyway, excuse me, Skelly. He's, one of my there are two of my favorite things here in Nikonsville, and I seem to have lost one of them at the moment. Hopefully I can find it. I tend to do this, but here's one of them anyway. While I can get it, half of it rendered, part of it rendered, and all of it rendered. The ship. I love the ship. I think it's great. Did a fantastic job on it. The time and effort involved in that must have been outstanding. Now, no, I am not going this way because his sorting system is over there, and as I recall, the amount of lag is quite substantial. I think I was walking around earlier trying to get a grip on things. Well, there is Pro Gamer 189. There is the lighthouse that at one time blinked, and now it does not, and I'm not entirely sure the water's supposed to be doing that. Nikonite will tell me. Oh, and here's the racetrack. I had given him the initial idea to take all the grass out, put in ice blocks, packed ice, and have boat races on it. He thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if he was ever going to pursue that or not, but at the time that I mentioned it, he was quite entertained by it. And I have to find it. I really have to find it, because if I don't find it and leave here without showing it off, I will just, absolutely not be happy with myself. There it is. There it is. This was the first windmill that I'd ever seen in Minecraft. And man, when I saw this, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, that is, gosh, that's awesome sauce right there. Impressive. Really impressive. And it sort of helped influence me, on some of the things I did later. I got into stuff with windmills and steampunk themed type of stuff. So, I sort of owe Nikonite a little credit for that, because he's kind of the one that kind of got me pushing in that direction. And like I said, we're not going to go through another whole town tour. I have one in my series. Feel free to look it up and watch it. It's very funny. It's entertaining. I call him a slippery potato. So we will move on to the next part of the tour. So if everybody will please join me. We are walking. The next part of our memory lane tour brings us here to my forest home. I've done a couple of videos here and there, one by the name of Hello Enderman, as I was building. Now, of course, it didn't always look like this. The initial, shape of the thing, the whole basic design. What do you know? Anyway, it was the same. I went back and remodeled it. Now, you may notice, how could you not? Lots of little skulls placed everywhere, with a cute little sign: "You've been pranked by the Crave Bear." Craving diamonds? Craving diamonds again. And Violet Cloud Bear 1 took the time to make a different little, make a nice little deposit here. Violet Cloud Bear 1 is our resident animal lover. She tries to protect and save all things animal, and that's a good thing. And let me see. Now over here we have a windmill. Now this was my first kind of windmill thing when I was trying to learn, how to get into steampunk. Right now anymore, I don't think that it's not very, it doesn't look good to me anymore. It just kind of looks like a couple blobs whirling around sort of in circle. But Nikonite was, observing, and next thing you know, he starts adding blocks, and he kind of turned it into this, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go with it. I gave it a windmill, made it a whole windmill. Now, across the river here, and I'm not going to get too close due to lag issues, is the home of Urban Rustic. When I became moderator, she invited me to move in near her, and Finball. And this is her place, and she, in fact, I'll do a little zoom work. She's a very good builder too. She has a villager village over there and whatnot. And I said, well, if I'm going to live over there, I'm going to have to build a bridge. And so I built this bridge, and now that I look back on it, I was not well yet into putting trapdoors over glowstone. And it just shows you how I progress. Now, Urban Rustic and Finball have a cute little place here called Marshmallow Island, where they come and sit and have campouts, and it's a thing, and it's a beautiful thing. So there it is, the forest home. Nice little place. I love these spruce forests. But I believe, without further ado, it is time to move on to our next stop in the tour. And we're walking. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just been told that due to reasons, the tour must conclude at this time. But I just wanted to take a little bit of time to say thanks for watching. And I also wanted to say, guys, don't be sad. Okay? Don't be sad. There's no reason to be sad. Worlds have come and gone here on Crazy Pig, and yes, it's hard to see them go. But as things advance, so we must advance. And the nice thing about it is the world will be available for download eventually, and even though there won't be a lot of people on there, you can go back and visit anytime like I can. I'll be able to. You can finish builds that you didn't get finished. And, even though there won't be anybody around, at least you can have the satisfaction of knowing that it got done. So I'll tell you what, we're going to call it quits for now. And I'd like to invite you all back for the next part of the tour. I'd love to see you here. I'd love to see you come along. Now, I know there, I didn't feature a lot of places, even between, both videos, and I can't feature everything. But these are the places that are special to me, and I wanted to share them with all of you because, you know, you guys are the people that keep me coming back every day. So with that being said, I'm going to say be good, be nice, be safe, and I got my eye on you.